Hi guys, in this video we will be discussing about abstract class in Java. Abstract class in Java. So now before going deep inside of this tutorial, we should know that what is abstract class and where to use abstract class or why to use abstract class, and definitely we should know that how to use abstract class, right? So in this video, in this lecture, we can say what we are going to learn. We are going to learn what is abstract class, then we'll know that where to use, or we can say why to use, right? Why to use abstract class, and then we'll get to know how to use it, right? These are the minimum things we will get to know in today's class. So let's start from the beginning. So before going inside of the definition of abstract class, we will say what is abstract you mean, right? What is abstract? If I say, hey, what is abstract? Do you mean? You mean abstract is something not even you are doing some summarize of something, right? You are doing abstract is something which is giving you the summarize of something worst, right? So in this case, we can say, so definition of abstract class is nothing but you can say that class name, the class keyword is associated with this class name, right? So definitely it is again a type of class. So we can say abstract class, it's not, it is one type, it is one type of class. Okay, so again abstract class is nothing but this is a another type of class. Okay, so you should know that it is again one type of class which can have, now here the thing is, the main identity of an abstract class is it should have a, it should be a type of class, and which can have implemented and unimplemented methods, right? So what do you mean by abstract class? Abstract class is nothing but it is another type of class which can have implemented method and unimplemented method. Okay, so this is nothing but a abstract class. There is another identity of an abstract class is that an abstract class, it should have, it should it should be defined, you can say it should be defined with abstract keyword. Okay, so whenever you are going to define an abstract class, you should have to use the abstract keyword with the name of that class, right? So if I give you an example, let's say I can say public, I can say abstract, and then I have to provide the name. Let's say I'm creating an animal class, animal abstract class. So this should be my abstract class, because I have used abstract keyword here in the format, in the definition of this particular class. So this is how we should have defined an abstract class. Okay, so you have to use this abstract keyword in the definition of this abstract class. Now, so now I hope you got that what is abstract class, what is abstract class, and now we'll be talking about where or why to use the abstract class, right? Now we'll be going to the next part. Now for this to go to discuss about the where or why to use the abstract class, now let's take an example. Let's say I have an application, I want to develop an application. Okay, in that application I have different parts, I have several parts, or you can say several sections, right? Those sections, let's say this is a section, this is another section, right? Those are different type of tasks I have, right? All these sections have their own property, on have their own behavior, right? All these sections, right? Let's say this is my one class, this is, let's say this is my class 1, and this is my class 2, and this is my class 3, right? So I can have any number of classes inside my for my system, right? So all these classes have their different tasks. They were performing some their different actions. Now if I go inside of these classes, or if I look onto the inside of the classes, I can have some common properties uh, present there inside of the class, right? So I can find out some common actions that we are performing in C2, that we are performing in C1 or C3, right? Those common actions. So if we can, what we can do, we can define their inside of this particular classes. In that classes we can define those common actions, or what we can do, we can create another area where we can define those common actions and we can just use it. Isn't it good, right? Because if you define something common to here, so that can be used by other classes. So it doesn't matter how many number of classes you have in that project, you can use those common properties, right? So this is the main idea. Now if I say about the common behaviors or common properties, right? There can be a two type common properties. One is one type of property which can be a different to each and every classes, and another type of property which can be a common, which it can be same for all the classes. So one is different, or you can say you completely don't know, right? One type of property is different to each and every classes. Another type of property can be same for all, right? Let's say I'm given an example. Let's say I have a world of animal, right? Let's say I have a world of animal. Let's say this is my animal world, right? This is my animal world. Now animal is not an object in real world, right? Animal is just nothing but a term. It is nothing but type of creatures, right? So if I say animal, so you do not know which animal I wanted to mean. But if I say cat, cat is something that now you got to know that I am talking about this particular animal, right? Or definitely other, there are some other animals also. Let's say I can say cow, that is again a example of animal, right? Similarly I can have dog, so that is again another example of an animal, right? So you can have any number, n number of examples, right? So these are nothing but my animals. Cat is one animal, cow is one animal, dog is one animal. So all these animals are belong to this animal category, right? In this way, not only animal, we can have category of birds, right? There can be different type of bird. Some birds which I can say which eat only vegetables, right? Which eat only vegetable. And there are some bird which eat non-vegetable foods, right? So depending on their behavior, depending on their some other behavior, we can define the different categories of birds, right? But if I say in normal term, I say bird, you do not know which bird I wanted to mean. They are birds. Let's say if I say crow, so you know which type of bird I am talking about. If you say uh, if you if some other type of bird, some other name of the bird I take, then you now very clear about that which bird I am talking about, right? So if also you also look onto this particular thing. Now if I see the behavior of a cow, of a cat, right? The behavior, what is the behavior of a cat? It can breathe, right? And it can eat something, right? Eating, it can breathing, it can run, or it can move, right? These are the behavior of a cat, right? And similarly if I talk about cow, cow also can breathe, right? And it can eat, right? And definitely it also can run. For dog also, it can breathe, it can do breathing, it can do it also eats something, and it also can move, it can run. Now if you look onto these behaviors of this particular of the particular objects, right? These particular animals, I can see for breathing, So if I say that dog breathes, dog take oxygen from air and it releases CO2. Similar way, cow also do the same. Cow also take oxygen and release CO2, and cat also take oxygen and release CO2, right? So we can say this is a common property to all the classes, to all the animals. But what if I talk about the eating behavior of these animals? So I can say cat is something which is eating non-veg food mainly, right? So mostly it what it take non-veg food. Let's say it eat something, and cow it it take it take non-veg food, and again dog it take both, right? So in this way, there I can see the difference in their in the eating behavior, right? Similar way, if you move the behavior of how cat is moving, how cow is moving, or dog is moving, there is a little bit difference for each of them, but there are some behavior of each and every animal that can be same, right? So now I got some idea that there are something which we know, which is same to all, and there are some behavior which is different for each and every objects, right? For it is different. So what if I have an animal, it is a you can say one of the I if I want to define the system, what I'll do, I'll make animal as a class, sorry, animal as a abstract class, and the behavior of breathing, right? This will make as an common property, common definition for all the animals, right? And the things which is going to be different for each and every animal, let's say eating or running. So these are going to be different for each and every animal, right? So we will not be defining inside of this animal abstract class. So I hope this idea is now clear to you guys. Now let's see this in quick example. Okay, so let me go quickly create some classes. Let's say I have inside this package, I'm going to create another package uh, to just maintain the code. Let's say uh, demo demo abstract. Okay, so inside of this package I will create one class, abstract class. Let's say I'll create animal, right? I'll make this class as a abstract. Okay, so I with using the abstract keyword, you have to know that to create an class as an abstract, we have to use this keyword. So I can say by using abstract keyword, we can we have to create an abstract class. So this is the rule. So whenever you are going to create an abstract class, you have to use the abstract keyword. Okay, so in this abstract, this is my now animal is my abstract class. So inside of this, I want to provide two behavior. One is breathing, another is eating, right? So let's say I have one method here inside of this abstract class. So I'll say public, and I'll say void, and I'll say for breathing, where e, right? And inside of this, I do not I know the behavior of breathing. Each and every animal is going to take oxygen and release the carbon dioxide, so I can define it here, right? So I can say, I can just give a printout that I take O2 and release CO2, right? This is the normal, this is the common functionality is same for all each and uh, every class, every animals, right? So I can define another method which I am going to be make it as abstract. So public void, and then let's say I am saying eating, right? Now for abstract method, if you are going to make any method as an abstract, right, this is the method which is fully defined, right? The method which has body, this is called as a fully defined method. Or you can make the name of this type of method is, you can say, this is fully implemented. Or there is another name of this fully implemented method is, it is sometimes it is called as a concrete method. Okay, so you have to remember both the name. So this kind of method which have body, it should have body. Body does, it should have body. The what the body does mean, means it should be associated with curly braces. Okay, I hope this is clear to you. So what I told, I just said that let's say this is my implemented method. And why I am saying this is my implemented method, because this method is associating with the curly braces, right? If you are saying that any method, this is a method, breathing is a method, and this method is associated with this curly braces, that means it has some body. And if a method is having some body, then it is called as a in implemented method or concrete method. Got it? Now do now just one thing also you have to know, implemented method, that doesn't mean you should have anything something defined inside of this method. It you can have, you cannot have. Okay, you are having something or not, that doesn't matter. But if you have something, if you are just associating with the curly braces, then it will be calling as a implemented method or concrete method. Now what about the abstract method, what about the non-implemented method? Now here I am going to use non-implemented method. In case of non-implemented method, I have to use I cannot have curly braces associated with this, so I have to just close it here. Now you can see I am getting one error. Right, now what is this error? Right, because if I just leave it as it is, so you can see it is I am declaring, it is writing as a in the fashion of method definition, but I do not have any body. Right, so in this case my intention is to create an in abstract method. So java Java do not know what you are going to do, right? So I have to externally mention Java that this is my this is my abstract method. So by to make any method in as a abstract method, we have to use the abstract keyword also. Here you can see whenever I'm keeping my mouse over here, it is prompting me missing method body or abstract, declare abstract. Right, it is clearly saying me that either you are missing the body, means if you are provide the body, that means it is going to be your implemented method, or it is going to be your concrete method. Right, but I do not want to go it that way. I want to make it is a unimplemented method. So I have another choose another option I have, that is nothing but declare it as an abstract keyword. Right, so I have to declare that abstract here. So if I say abstract, now you see I am not getting any issue, I am not getting any error. Right, so this is the way how you should have defined any abstract method. So this is my non-implemented, or you can say abstract method. Right, so now you have seen that I have one method which is implemented, and I have another method which is unimplemented. So in this fashion you can have any number of implemented method, or you can have any number of unimplemented method inside of a abstract class. Got it? So here we can write an abstract class can have any number of implemented method or you can say abstract method. Okay, so in abstract class can have any number of implemented method. An abstract class can have any number of implemented method or or abstract method, right? So there is no limitation that you should have one method or two method, or both implemented and non-implemented should be in both in the same count. That there is no rule like that, right? So what we got to know, we got to know that we have created one abstract class, and that abstract class we have defined one implemented method, and we have defined another unimplemented method. This is nothing but my abstract method. Now let's create another class, which let's say I'm going to create an cat class, right? So inside, in this cat class, I'm going to now I'm going to use it, right? Now we are into the part. Now we have already talking about this, where to use or how to use, where to use, right? Now let's come into the how to use the abstract class. Now to use the abstract class, we have to we have to create a relationship between the this is my, let's say uh, this is this is my abstract class, and let's say cat is my uh, cat is my normal classes, right? So this is my animal is my abstract class, and cat is my normal class. To make how Java will get to know that you are going to use this abstract class for these classes, right? This is my normal cat class. So to use this abstract class into a class, we have to make a relationship between this class, because you cannot directly call this class into class C. What is the you know what are the ways to create a call a class to another class, right? Way of calling one class to another, you know what are the ways? Number one option, you have to, you can creating object, right? Or second option is, we can go ahead with the static implementation, and third option we have is nothing but creating inheritance relationship, that you already know. So if you create the inheritance, so first option, the creating object, that is not possible, because one thing here you have to know. So you know that abstract class, we cannot create an object of a abstract class, so make it a note of it also. So once you are using any class as an abstract, you cannot create an object of, so we can say we cannot create object of an abstract class. And what is the reason behind of it? Because it do not, because it it contains, because it contains unimplemented method also, right? So if some class contain unimplemented method like this way, if it is not at all implemented, then if you create the object of this animal class, and with the reference of object animal class object, if you try to call the seating, then what happen? It do not have any implementation, right? So it cannot do anything. So then what is the reason of creating object of this class, right? So that's why Java restricting us not to create the object. So okay, Java do not allow us to create the object of the animal. Let's see and try to create an object, right? Say, let's say I'm saying creating an object of animal, let's say type of is animal, right? And I'll say new, I'll say animal, right? Sorry, I say new animal, right? So I'm trying to create the object of animal class. Let's say here you can see animal is abstract, so cannot be instantiated. So here you can see Java is clearly saying that we cannot create an object of this abstract class, so we can say not allow. This is not allowed, right? That you get to know. Now then what I have another choose. Either you can make all the things as a static keyword, but static keyword again you should have some definition of the methods, right? So in that means if you are going to mark them as a static, so that is also not possible because I do not have anything there in the body of this eating method. So what is the use of making that as static and call it? Because if you are not defining something, so that is there is no this is also not possible for us. There is another option I have left to access another classes, that is nothing but create the inheritance relationship. So now we have to create how to create the inheritance relationship, that I have to use the extend keyword, right? You know, for inheritance relationship we have to use the extend keyword, right? So let's try to use this extend keyword. So you know where to use the extend keyword. I have to use with the class name definition. So I'll say class cat, and I'll say extends, I'll say animal. Now now here is the one more thing you have to know. Whenever you are extending one abstract class into a class, you have to mandatorily implement all the unimplemented methods. Let's say for now I have one unimplemented method here inside of this abstract class. So now Java will 100 forcing you Java will force you to implement all these unimplemented methods. So let's try and see. If you keep your mouse over here in this red, and it is saying class get must be either be declare abstract or implement abstract method, right? So here it is providing one option also. So just implement it, just click on it. Once I clicked on it, it is prompting me, it will show me the summary page. This is a summary page, you can see. It will show me how many number of abstract methods there in this particular window, in this particular abstract class. So for now I have only one abstract method, so it is showing me just eating method. Now I have to just click on OK, and it will override those that abstract method that I have defined there inside this animal class, right? So now it's on my hand, it's on this animal cat class. Now you can define by yourself. Let's say I'm just saying eating, so I'll say I love to eat milk, right? So I love to eat milk. So this is something I have defined there inside my cat class, right? So this is nothing but how we are going to implement, how we are going to use the abstract classes in a class. This is my normal class, this is my another class. Let me quickly create another class. Let's say I'm creating dog class, create class dog. So again I am going to extend it animal. I'll going to implement the unimplemented methods. So I'm just click on OK, and here I'll give a print statement. I'll say I love to I love to eat what a dog loves to eat. I love to eat let's say non-veg food. Okay. So this is something I have defined there inside my dog class, and in cat class also I have defined something, right? So now let's try to see example how this work. I'm going to my test method. Here inside of this I'll create one class file. Let's see test. I'll say inside of this test I'll create one class file, abstract test, and in this abstract text I'm going to use one main method, and inside of this main method I'm going to create an object of a cat class. So I'll say cat, and I'll say object reference as a cat. I'll say new cat, right? Once I say cat, now let's call the objects of the cat method class. So if I say cat dot, I can see eating and breathing both I can see, right? So you know, eating is something that I have defined inside this cat class, right? But breathing, I did not define it inside my cat class, but still I am able to call the breathing, right? Let's see, go to the cat class. You do know, you can see that here I do not have any breathing. So where it is coming from, how why I am able to call this, because it is coming from the class, coming from the abstract class animal, which is extended into this class cat. So this, if I go to my animal class, here I have defined breathing. So this breathing is now acting as a local member of this cat class, right? So that's why we are able to call this breathing method. Now let's say, and again I'm going to call dot it, right? So similar way, just let me get sorry, one separate out, and then I'll create an object of dog. Let's say create dog. Let's say give an object name, and I'll say new dog. Now let's call the methods with this dog reference. I'll say eating, breathing, and then I'll say dog dot eating, right? So let's try to example, try to run it. Here you can see I got the output. I take O2 and release CO2. For dog also it is giving me the same output, right? For but for the method eating method, we are defined different from cat, and for different from dog, so we are getting the different output for those also, right? So this is how you can see we are, how and where to use, or where to use the abstract method, abstract concept, right? You are just defining this non-implemented, unimplemented method, that this is my rule, and you are going to use defining something there in this abstract class eating, and this is not implemented. We can, wherever it is required, we can implement as per our requirement, right? In the cat class or dog class we have implemented, but there can be some method which we know the implementation of this particular function, implementation of the particular behavior. We can implement it inside this my abstract class, and the same thing can be used for all other classes, right? Here I have not created any eating sorry breathing method, but I am able to call uh, I am able to call with the reference of cat object, or I can call this breathing method with the reference of dog object. Now the question in come, that where to why to use, right? Why to use abstract concept, right? So now you this situation like whenever you are developing some system, now in that system, let's say I'm going to define some system, and this is the example. When you do not know the complete implementation of the system, but you know something, you know some definition. So what you will do, and you know some definition, you don't know some definition. So whatever you know, you will be defining, and whatever you don't know, you leave this as blank. So in that case, abstract class is going to help you, but you cannot do the same by using normal classes, right? So this is the use of abstract class, what where to use. Now let's see another example, just another thing. What happen if I try to use final keyword, right? Final keyword, let's say I want to use this final keyword inside of this particular method abstract. Let's see, I am making this method as a final, right? So you can see there is no issue, I can make those method as a final. Definitely you can make it, right? But what if I try to use this final keyword with this with this abstract method? If I try to use final, now you can see it is not allowing me to use the final keyword, right? because if you keep it mouse over here, it is saying illegal combination of modifiers abstract and final. So you can now from this message you can understand we cannot use both the keywords abstract and final together, right? So you have to understand here that if you are declaring any method as abstract, you cannot use final keyword with that. So we can say, so what we can say that final and method, sorry, a method, an abstract method cannot be final, right? Reason, what is the reason? Because it have to be, it have to be overridden, right? Because the reason why we mark any method as a abstract, because we have to override it, right? Because you are just declaring it here, but you want to define it somewhere else, right? So you are not, this is nothing but you are doing override operation, right? This here you can say overriding, we are overriding something. Because if you are overriding something, and final keyword, what final keyword do, what is the task, what is the job of final keyword, it restricting us to override something, right? So there is a class abstract, it means something you are going to implement later, right? So that means uh, you are going to you are going to override some later, right? But final, what is the use of final? Final is uh, final is final is restricting you to override something. So there is a class between these two keywords. That's why Java do not allow us to use both abstract keyword and final keyword at the same time, right? Now let's see final, another example of this final keyword. I'll try to use this final keyword with the name of the class name, right? Let's say I have a first, let's say on the normal classes, this is my class, and if I create public final, right, that is not an issue. I can create a class, I can define a class as a final. But what if I try to use my abstract class as a final? So if I say final, now you can see there is a problem, right? So what is the problem? If I keep your mouse over here, again it is providing me the same information. It is saying abstract and final, this combination is illegal, right? So you cannot use both at the same time. So you can understand here one more thing, that we cannot use final keyword with the abstract class. So again we can say we cannot use, right? So again this is something we got to know, that we cannot use final keyword with the abstract class name, right? So this is again not allowed. What is the reason behind of this? Reason behind, now you'll see what the final keyword is do. Final keyword, what is the task of final keyword with the abstract or with a class name? If we say if we use any class as a final, then you cannot extend that class to something, right? So let's say here I create one class as a final, right? I create a class cat and I mark it as a final. If I try to extend this cat class into somewhere, it won't allow me, it will restrict, right? Let's say I'm creating another class, let's say class A, right? So in this class I just try to, now I just try to extend, let's say I'm extending dog, right? So you can see I can happily extend it. But what if I try to extend this cat class? Now you can see it is not allowing me, right? So you can see what it is giving me the message, cannot inherit from final this cat, right? So this is the final keyword, final class. So you cannot inherit, this is the use of final keyword with the class name. So that is the reason. But what we for we create the abstract class for inheriting, for doing some for using this abstract class to inherit or to extend somewhere, right? So if I use the final keyword with this abstract keyword class name, so we cannot we cannot, what we cannot do, we cannot do the inherit relationship. We cannot inherit this abstract class to some other classes. So that's why Java do not allow us to mark any abstract class as an final class, right? So because the reason is behind final keyword do not allow to extend the class to another, right? So Java keyword in final keyword do not allow us to extend the class to another class, right? So that is the reason Java do not allow us to use abstract keyword and final keyword both together, whether you are going to use for the class or whether you are going to use it for the any of the method. Okay, so I hope you got it clearly, and for now, for this video I'll be closing it here, and I will see you on the next video.